Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, here's a trip I didn't think I'd be making for a while. An opportunity's come up for me to fish for Trent. Basically, I'm driving all the way down to London, in fact, beyond London. And I'm the guy that jokes that this is London. So yeah, I figured it's such a long journey. On the way down, might as well stop at the Trent because I'm taking my fishing gear with me, because hopefully I'm going to get a day's fishing in down south as well, somewhere a little bit special. Which is great, you know, get away from the usual waters, do something new. But yeah, I've ended up in one of my old haunts. I did plan on fishing a bit further downstream, but when I got there, yeah, there's 4 guys already set up in a row in all the spots that I probably would have fished. So I thought, you know what, I'll go back to one of my usual spots. I could have just set up maybe upstream of them or downstream of them, but I always like to feel like I'm catching my own fish. So yeah, moved away from a pack, come here. Just chucked a feeder out already. I'll tell you more about what I'm doing in detail later. Well, probably once I've got my second rod out. So yeah, we'll do that now. Just fingers crossed we get a fish on just this little pit stop down south, because I've not got all day, unfortunately. But I'm just buzzing to be here. That's the rods out, and yeah, really happy. So briefly explain what I'm doing. I've got 2 feeders on. I've got small pellets on my upstream rod, worms on my downstream rod. Haven't fished worms on a Trent yet, but they've been doing good for me back on my small rivers. And I'm using kind of smaller tactics today because I've not got long, and I just want a few bites, whether that's barbel hopefully, but I'll take chub, even some good bream or something. That would be nice just to get some bites on my way down south. So yeah, really happy. Kind of feels a bit stolen this session. And yeah, basic mums on Facebook might talk about being in their happy place, being sat under a blanket on an armchair reading a book. But for me, this is more like my happy place, in a swim that I've caught from before on the Trent. No one else around, just brilliant. There's only 2 cars in the car park, and yeah, those 4 anglers are miles away. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I think I'm getting some pecks on the worms already. Yeah, because I'm on my way to Sophie's dad's and I'm planning on doing some carp fishing down there, has meant that I'm using my big carp rods for barbel fishing. But that doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some, but honestly, I could be using a John Wilson Avon rod with a centerpin reel and people would still say that's not barbel gear. Yeah, I hate angling snobbery. I really do, but you know, I'll just do what I do because I don't care. Right, keep our fingers crossed. Be nice to catch something before I have to go. A few bangs on the worms already. We'll see if it develops into something more. Feeder stuck. Well, I thought my feeder was stuck. There was a fish on it, a little Trent perch. There we go, we've not blanked, a little Trent perch. Always a danger when fishing worms, but I'm happy with that. Ooh, great colours on that one. A bit close, that one. Here's a big one. Now that one looked comfortable. That's a boat I'd like to sleep on, Karina. Just my feeder shifting in the current, I think. Got something on. Ooh. Skimmer, I think. Yeah, a little skimmer, just dropped off in the rocks down there. I didn't hit any rocks, I should say. That's using barbless hooks for you. They can sometimes fall off when you let the line go slack. I did want to show you, but yeah, it's golden. So a little something I did there is I knew there was a boat coming, so I waited until it was right on top of me and then I made my cast. Something I do on my club lake as well with his jet skis and things. I use the noise of them to cover up my cast, so sometimes you can use things to your advantage. Something's hung itself on the worms. Ooh, nice perch. I'll go down and get this one. Well, that's a little bit better perch. Unfortunately, I did just put my hand in all the mud and stuff. A little bit of blood coming out of him, not going to lie, so I'm going to get this hook out quick and get him back. He's not deep hooked, I think it's just caught him a bit. But yeah. Nice Trent perch. Big old barge going by. Well, I admit now that, yeah, that perch was a little bit deep hooked and kind of ruined my hook link, getting the hook back out of it. I'm not in the business of harming fish, so I'm taking the worms off. I'm going to put pellets on that one as well when I chuck it back out now. So I'll have double pellets out on both rods. And yeah, I bought the worms hoping that while I was sitting out waiting for a big barbel, maybe I'd get some quality silverfish or even some bream or small chub or whatever. But all I've had on the worms are small perch, so yeah. I wonder if the bite indication isn't great when I've got a bow and a line. I'm using big rods and things, so yeah, we'll go back to tried and trusted barbel type methods, and yeah, they'll still catch a chub or a big bream. And we'll give that a go, and if it does go slow later, we can always try the worms again. Perhaps a big bunch of them or something. Like a big bunch on a size 6 could do the job. Okay, another slight change of tactics here. The feeders aren't really working, and I think if I want a barbel, which I do, I should probably just fish for them. So I'm going to go back to old reliable for me, which is a big PVA bag, smelly hook bait with some paste around it. There's a big pellet and a boilie under there, and just fish that on a normal sort of lead clip with a straight lead on it. I'll keep the feeder on one rod, but yeah, we'll put that out and we can leave it out there for a bit longer, hopefully till a big barbel comes along. My God. My lead and bag rod just went bang and fell slack. And I wound in nothing. Not frayed or anything. I think I might have been bitten off. £15 line, that 0.4 mil. No idea what to say. Right, get a new one on. Okay, got a fresh one tied up. That was really weird. I can't kind of describe it, but it wasn't really that much of a bang. It was just like boom, and then completely slack, nothing. It's no good though, because it means that either there's a live rig out there, or maybe a fish did take it, but I don't think so. I would have thought it would have given more of a bite. Either way, it's on a safety lead clip and all that, so should be okay. But yeah, weird. Now it's just gone 3 o'clock, which was going to be basically the time I was going to have to go. But luckily for me, they're going out for a meal tonight, so if I set off now, by the time I got there, they'd be out anyway. So I might as well stay a bit longer, and I've been warned about the M25 traffic. So if I leave it a bit later, I'll probably miss that, which means I can do maybe 2 or 3 more hours. And with a bit of luck getting into that evening time, might start to see some barbel. Yeah, you might think, why haven't you moved swims, Danny? Well, basically because probably the only place I'd really move to would be downstream. That's where those 4 other anglers are. And that's the first bit of activity I've seen on the rods for about 2.5 hours. That's a good sign. Bloody fine. Let's get down there. Here. Oh. Well, I just recast that one. That fish must have just thought it was eating a massive paste ball. I was actually just literally then reading my ticket to see what time the gate shut, because I thought I might have to stay late tonight. But maybe not. So rods that haven't even got a carp on yet, and I'm playing a Trent barbel. Well, must be a barbel. Could be a carp, to be fair. Only a small one. Sorry if I'm not talking much, I just want to land it. Yes! Brilliant, since it's quite rocky here, kind of secured it above a patch where there are no rocks. Sort this out, get it back out there while the fish rests, I think. Well, annoyingly, that barbel completely blunted the hook on that rig, so I've had to go in with just a single bait rig. I'd rather have a big double boilie on there wrapped in paste again, but we'll stick that out for now and then retie a rig after we look at this fish and hopefully have enough time to put that double rig out. Double bait rig, sorry. Well, I think our guy's been recovering long enough, so we'll go get out our barbel. Since we're on a bit of a slope here, I've been hooking out in front of me, so if a fish does flip, it's only going to flip back towards me and not roll off down the hill. I think I've underestimated this fish. When I'm on the Trent, you kind of expect all big uns, but actually, back in Yorkshire, this would be a very thick set fish. Brilliant one, great colours. Can be a bit washed out on a Trent sometimes, but that's a stunner. Great pink and orange fins. Man, yes. New hoodie as well, for Rodfather, courtesy of Alex. And a barbel. Just a pit stop it was meant to be. I've got a little bit longer now. Yeah, right, I'm gonna have to get another double bait rig tied up, get it out there. You know, I suppose strictly speaking, 2 perch and a skimmer isn't a blank, but that's not what we come here for. We come here for these. Nice one, right, let's get it back. So I'm just sat here doing things with a bit more urgency, checking on my hook links and things because I just had to tie a fresh one up there. And considering I've now made, well, loads of trips to the Trent and I've caught a fair few fish, I thought about maybe some practical tips I can give to guys who are going to start coming here semi-regularly like me. You know, I live a couple of hours away, well, about an hour and a half really. So it's not too bad. I can do a day session. I kind of have to plan for it and allow for it. But yeah, it is definitely worth coming down. trouble is, it is a right step up from anything I've ever done. And I don't mean to put you off, but if you're all about trotting stick floats and that kind of thing, perhaps fishing here isn't the one for you. It is more similar to carp fishing, at least the way I do it. I'm sure you could fish in a more natural barbelly type way. You could probably roll meat or whatever out there if you wanted to, but yeah, this seems to be the standard method and it is very effective. So I'm gonna give some good advice. How you have your rods is really important. When I first started coming down, I was using single bank sticks and that worked for a while until I started fishing in kind of flooded conditions, things like that, and then the pod makes a huge difference. That coring pod is fantastic, and I know there's other ones out there. I can only speak for this one. It does the job well. There may be better ones around, I don't know, but yeah, it works brilliantly. In terms of rods and reels, I think you can get away with kind of lightish carp rods. I use my soft 2.5 pound carp rods for a lot of my barbel fishing because they're kind of just like heavy barbel rods really. You know, I've got my intensities on today just because that's all I've got with me, and they've done fine. But yeah, anything over sort of 2 pound test give I think will more or less do the job. In terms of weight, that's something I get asked a lot, is, you know, what weight do you need? I've not really used much less than 3 ounce, in fact more likely 4 ounce plus, and when it's flooded I've used up to 8 ounces, and even that was pulling out of position. So yeah, just have a think about the days you want to come down, and if you don't want to be casting 6-7 ounces of lead, don't come down when there's a load of water in. Day like today, I've got 4 ounces on both of them and that's holding fine. So yeah, just perhaps tailor the conditions to what you want to fish in and what sort of gear you want to use. But other than that, big smelly baits in the summer, boilies, pellets, feeders full of fish meal, ground bait, maggots in the winter. You saw maybe an overnight session I did at A1 Pits, and I was one of a few people to catch a barbel, and that was on maggots. So yeah, in terms of actually what you're doing, it's probably quite similar to most rivers. Like I say, smelly baits in the summer, maggots and things in the winter, but you've just got to really step it up. 15 pound line, big pods, heavy gear, and yeah, be prepared to lose stuff as well. I've gone through probably half a dozen hook links today just with blunted hooks, things getting nicked. You know, there's so many rocks and that down there, it's crazy. So I've got my zig disc here. That's what I used to put my barbel rigs on. I only had about 5 or 6 tied up, and I've tied up I think 3 more on the bank today, gone through everything I bought. So yeah, definitely tie yourself maybe 10-12 rigs before you come down. Or use some sort of like quick change thing. I tie a big loop so I can just loop to loop the hook links on, or use like a snap swivel, whatever you want to use, that's up to you. So it kind of lends itself to more simple rigs, just simple hair rigs, you know, 3 foot 12 pound mono. I complicate it a little bit by using a braided hair, but yeah, 10, 8, 6, size 6 hooks, that kind of thing, that'll work fine. And yeah, when you get a bite, just hang on, because as you might have seen on my channel, I've had some crazy bites on here. But yeah, so glad I caught. Hopefully that little bit of advice will help. I'm no expert, but I feel like I've been coming down here enough now to at least give those little tips out. Right, I think we're looking at last cast time, so here's my freshly tied double bait beefed up rig. Man, when I wind it in, let's hope there's a barbel on it. Just packing away my rod, trying to get the line under the clip. I was struggling away. Maybe it's a good job I did, because it meant this was in a little bit longer. And it's away. Hell of a run. Hope I got the bite on film. Hope I wasn't stood in the way. Oh, what the hell? Still on, right? Yeah. Yeah. My God. What a way to go home if you land it. Everything's on the barra. God, this one's moving fast. Oh, could this be a better one? Fortunately, if I do land it, it means Ian's getting a wet net brought to his gaff. Oh, I love it. One's good, two's better. What a lunge. Can't go down and stuff. This is my second. Yeah. How'd you get on?
Struggled for £5.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw you catching a few.
Really hard work. I think it's too low. Needs a little bit of water on.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, that's a better one. That's a better barbel. Close, yeah, might be a double that one.
Yeah, looks a decent fish.
Yeah, if not, it's close. I've already packed up.
Forwards away, innit?
Yeah, yeah. Nice one. Like I was saying to the bloke up there, that could be a double, so I'm going to have to weigh it, which means everything's going to have to come back out. I'll get all this away there. Well, there are a few better sights in fishing than that. A barbel, patiently waiting a net. I've managed to secure the handle under some rocks and things, so it's lovely and suspended. Should be well recovered by now because I've packed everything else away. Mat, sling and scales all ready to go. I'm just going to weigh it, photograph it, release it, and get on my way. Man, I'm going to be late, but who cares? This is probably one of the biggest barbel I've had for, I think, about 18 months, something like that. Great. I'm just going to quickly weigh it. It's kind of shrunk a bit now, taking it out, but you know, you think they're massive after you've been playing it. But I don't know. Let's see. Of course, it's a summer weight. I think any other time of year, this is a definite double. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we've just missed. Almost exactly £9. Like I say, I think any other time of year we are looking at a double, but who cares, man? A £9 to send us on the road. 183 miles to do. So I was working it all out while I sat there. Now this one's going to be lively. That's brilliant. That's what I've come for. I think it's still possibly the biggest barbel I've had for, man, maybe I got one bigger last year. I don't think I did though. Wow. You're fantastic, mate. Actually, I think this one matches my Yorkshire PB. You know, you come down here and just catch them like that. Oh, you're amazing, mate. Torpedo. Show you the other side and just say thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, it's free to do so. And yeah, plenty of videos coming out, I hope. So I fished yesterday, I fished today, might be fishing the day after tomorrow. I love my weeks off. Summer holidays are here. Yeah, cheers guys. See you next time. Let's get it back.